Okay, techies and techettes, let's make magic in 5, 4, 3, 2, cue music. Roll tape 1.
Tonight on After Hours, Suzanne Somers. She found the designer of her dreams in her own backyard.
I wore the jeans in Saint-Tropez this summer, and people were buying them off my body.
Plus, part 2 of our Paul McCartney interview, Life on the Road.
It's a good job. It's a buzz. It beats working for a living.
Last time you were here, we were discussing your career as a circus geek.
We'll hear Stephen Wright's theory of after-hours relativity.
It can't be after hours unless there's a gap between 12 and 12:01 when time doesn't exist. After hours is impossible.
All right, ready on effects B. Take it.
Get hot and sweaty with one of the country's top models.
I'm the new Drano girl. This sounds so self-centered here.
Effects F. Take it.
And fast forward to the future for the hottest hairstyles of the present. So join John Major and Heidi Bohey on After Hours.
Okay, let's get busy. We're coming out to John first. Ready, remote? And take it.
She was a star of one of the top-rated shows on TV. She's a major Las Vegas headliner. A book of her poetry is in its 3rd printing, and now her stepdaughter is making waves with her hot, hip new clothing design. Suzanne Somers.
And what's the fabric of this?
This is the draped cotton gabardine.
I've been looking for a new, young, hot designer to design clothes for my nightclub act. I was a fool to let you go. All of a sudden I realized I was living with the newest, youngest, hottest designer.
I got a call from this production company to come down and show them my work. And I said, well, okay. And all I had was my portfolio of my sketches. I showed it to them. They said, great, you have the job. The next day I was meeting with Madonna. I was so scared.
She creates clothes. The bra is part of the look. Colored bras that are supposed to show. What, you want that car?
Yeah, I love that one.
These are a hot item out there right now.
Psychedelic Corvette with rhinestones.
It's reminiscent. She wasn't even alive during Woodstock, but
I feel it inside.
Oh, yeah, I didn't know. Your mother was doing psychedelic kind of painting in the 60s.
Make love, not war.
And I'm a talented stepmother, so she's got all this talent around her.
And I was a fool to wait until it was too late to tell you just how I felt.
This is the new collection, yeah, and we're just making up the samples. My hostage look. This is the Western look for the girl who never gets on a horse. These are those pieces that you put on every day.
And you know by this mark that it's an original Leslie Hamill. Do not accept imitation.
I get to wear it around town to show it off on television shows. I wore the jeans in Saint-Tropez this summer, and people were buying them off my body. Now, I wore these jeans to the Elton John concert the other night, and he freaked out over the jeans.
Yeah, I just happened to be here doing a little shopping. I saw these great shorts here, and I thought, this must be nice.
I can produce tons of them.
I'm just the cheerleader.
And the only thing that would ever stop me is not getting enough Levi's.
I'm the show, and he's the business.
It's going along good.
How perfect. Who could you trust more than your husband? And he's so good at it.
And he knows what to say, but not what to do.
I've tried doing the dancing, and it just doesn't work out. Suzanne wrote a best-selling book last year, and she has now become very interested in writing. And so when she's not tap dancing and working on television, she's sitting and writing.
All I really know is this life, so I want to get the most out of it that I can.
Any goal? Well, just to find a great place for lunch. That's our most immediate goal.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Are we hot on FXD?
Yeah.
Roll it and take it.
Next on After Hours, Paul McCartney, rock's newest traveling man.
Family life, home life, personal life, that's one thing.
Yeah.
And then your work is another thing, you know.
And Stephen Wright on Impossible Possibilities.
All right, nobody moves, nobody gets hurt. Let's go, move.
Funny, isn't it?
What?
Oh, I feel sort of down. Sad. You know? I often do afterwards.
Me too.
It's quite natural. I mean, everyone feels a bit sad after they've just made love. I wonder why. Is it because you regret it all over? Or because it sort of proves the pointlessness of existence, you know, something like that?
No. I feel sad because you're no good at it.
Okay, is McCartney queued up?
Yeah.
Part 2, right?
Yeah.
And take it.
He first hit the road with the Beatles, then Wings. And now a third reincarnation of the Paul McCartney Roadshow is about to hit the trail.
As we told you last night, Paul McCartney is going back out on tour, his first in 13 years. The tour will reach America in November, starting in Los Angeles before moving on to almost a dozen more cities in the U.S. and Canada.
Do you think young girls
Yes, I do.
You do, I'm sure
I
you
do.
do.
Often.
Do you think young girls are going to faint on this tour?
I don't really think so, no. But, you know, you never know your luck.
You don't think so? I don't know. I don't know if I agree with you.
Well, I don't know. You know, maybe it's very hot in the audience or something, but I don't think about stuff like that.
Do you know, it's amazing watching the old videos from the Beatles. I mean, the girls were absolutely insane. I mean, what did that do to your life?
Well, I don't know, really. I mean, what you did was you kind of divided your private life and your professional life, you know. And when that happened, it was great because you were coming to town to try and get them to like you. And if that was their way of showing it, well, you know, it was great. And we always used to say to people, look, you know, guys go to football matches and they scream, or they go to boxing or whatever. Girls come to our shows, and that's what they do.
And they scream and faint.
It's their way of cheering, you know.
Playing since 1956 when he first teamed up with John Lennon and the Quarrymen. So after more than 30 years, he says he's learned to separate his music from the rest of his life, something that was hard to do when the Beatles were a full-time cultural phenomenon.
You just separate your job, but you do too. You go home at night, you don't keep thinking of this lousy film crew here.
No, I don't.
I'm sure.
Well, sometimes I do.
See, fellas, I told you she didn't. But, you know, I just don't think of the same two things in the same breath, really, you know. Family life, home life, personal life, that's one thing. And then your work is another thing, you know.
But it sometimes gets a little more blurred than that. McCartney's wife of 20 years, Linda, is part of his touring band, and they're accompanied on tour by all 3 of their children.
A lot of people wouldn't want to do it, you know, they feel that it's a problem for the kids. But our kids enjoy it, and we enjoy having them near us, so that they get around, they see the world, you know. So in geography, they can talk about places like New York and know what it is.
They've probably been everywhere already at their age.
They've been to a few places,
Well, touring does interrupt, but we're a strong family, and we're going to get with it, you know. Because Paul's a performer, he's got to perform, really.
For the better part of 3 decades, McCartney has been one of the most creative forces in music, and certainly one of the most successful. And after all that time, he still hasn't lost the interest or the imagination to continue creating.
Yeah, it really happens the same way it's always happened. You know, you get some kind of an idea, maybe for a song or something. And if it really goes well, you develop it, you know, you get in and make a record of it, then go on tour. I just like the idea of what I do. You know, I like this profession kind of thing, if you can call it that, which you can.
Sure you can.
And, you know, I like what I do, probably like you. You know, it's a good job. It's a buzz. It beats working for a living.
Absolutely.
So, you know, what's the complaint? And I enjoy it. I feel very good doing it, and it doesn't feel like hard work.
Are we hot on FXD?
Yeah.
Roll it and take it.
Listen, if you have a dog or kitty, pet your dog and kitty, you know. They like attention and love, and keep rubbing them till they're bald.
He used to be such an underdog that he once bought instant water and couldn't find anything to mix it with. But with an Academy Award under his belt, comedian Stephen Wright can now afford the real thing.
But I do have a great relationship with my real father. In fact, I saw him last weekend. We went to a parade together. It was just like old times. I thought I was funny on stage in clubs. I never thought it would get like this.
The last time you were here, we were discussing your career as a circus geek.
I think weird, and they laugh. Because if they didn't laugh, I can't do it another way. I mean, if they don't think it's funny, I can't, like, come out with pies. Do you think I'm crazy? Lenny and I, old friends from Massachusetts.
Oh, I'm not famous. I'm with him. He's famous. That's all that matters. Just like being with Bond. Even if you're not doing it, you go, hey, I'm with Bond. He's my buddy.
This is actually my lawyer.
Yes, I am.
Well, I'm still dealing with my old problem of being such a shy person. Hello? 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 Is that straight?
You're not drinking, like it. No, I'm not. I haven't drank since I got married. Why do you think I'm still here?
You hang around with a lot of type A personalities.
What do you mean by that, buddy? You want your face punched in? Hey, I'm teasing. I'm kidding. I'm tired.
I pick my friends by blood type, yes.
Dennis, this is Linda Thompson calling from the adoption agency. When are you coming by to pick up that child you adopted?
Who are you people with, anyway?
That's impossible. After hours is impossible. It can't be after hours unless there's a gap between 12 and 12:01 where time doesn't exist. After hours is impossible. All right, nobody moves, nobody gets hurt. Let's go, move. Open that baby up. It just floats into my head, you know? It's like there's a little guy in my head, in my subconscious, and he's telling the conscious jokes. He sends it up, and then I say it.
Tell them the one about your cleaning lady when you were 6. Come on, you tell it best.
It's exciting, because it's what I always wanted to do, is to be a stand-up comedian since I was 16.
Yeah? How come you're doing movies now, then? How come you're never back anymore?
But I'm still doing the comedy.
Oh, yeah, there's nothing wrong with that now.
What's the soup of the day?
Well, this is a leap year, so all the soups are off by one day. I don't know what it is today, but tomorrow it's Yankee Bean.
Dennis, did you feed the fish?
But I'm pretty pleased with the stuff that he's done lately. And, you know, then the movie he wrote, because I was out of town, nice job, got an Academy Award, big deal. I told him we could have done that years ago, but no. He's got to do it on his own. Now, do we get a T-shirt with this interview or what?
Stand by to key Mix FX 1. Take it.
Still to come, Hair's futuristic fashions and the model athlete.
I don't think he knows what he's up against here.
Look, Inspector. When I came over here, I said I do not work with females.
This one's special, Clancy.
Not interested.
No choice, I'm afraid. Orders from on high. So, Clancy, I'd like you to meet your new partner, Buttercup.
Clancy and Buttercup, a tough New York cop, and a beautiful Jersey shore. And there's nowhere to hide from Clancy and Buttercup.
Bob, bring the monitor level up on program, please. That's good. Ready, tape? Roll it. Take it.
Remember when Hairstyles used to accentuate the natural look? Well, forget it.
The latest hairstyling trend to reach the U.S. from Britain prides itself on creating a futuristic look using synthetic hair.
The future. A post-apocalyptic society searches through relics of the past for trends of the future. Style-conscious mutants need an artificial hairstyle that fits their artificial lifestyle.
There's a new hair trend coming from London, and it's going to be the look of the future generation. In the past, people have worn wigs and falls to try and cover up their natural hair, but now we have something totally new and unique.
The breakthrough comes at last, a machine that fuses the real with the synthetic to create hair extensions.
The heat implement that we're working with is the C2, and it was designed by Simon Forbes of Antenna Salon in London, and it was designed out of his boredom of working on clients' natural hair. We're braiding monofiber in with the natural hair and sealing it off with the heating implements, and then they will stay in until they are deliberately removed. The extensions grow out with the natural hair, and then we remove old extensions and replace them with new ones every 6 to 8 weeks. A full head of extensions averages between $250 and $350. I definitely think this is a look of the future, and it's just a matter of time before it comes to the States. It's been in London now for almost 8 years, and it's starting already, and it's definitely the look of the future.
Reynolds Vision in Mix Effects 3, and take it.
Coming up next, going to the hoop with Brooke Alexander.
You can edit that out, right?
All right, ready with Brooke Alexander? Roll it, and take 2.
She makes her living as a model. You've probably seen at least one of her commercials. But as ex-Laker Jeff Lamp found out, on the basketball court, Brooke Alexander may be a pretty face, but she can also be in your face.
Beach anywhere in Hawaii and I'll be fine. I left Honolulu in a beauty pageant, Miss World America pageant, and that was my ticket out of the islands. I won't wear anything without cross your heart.
Wash my hair in a dash.
I'm the new Drano girl. This sounds real self-centered here.
Like most models, Brooke Alexander is tall, 5'11". But what sets her apart is that she was a high school basketball all-star. So can the new Drano girl send Jeff Lamp's game down the drain?
I don't think he knows what he's up against here.
That doesn't. You can edit that out, right? Yeah, right. You can edit that out, right?
It is the rim.
This is your video on location after our shoot. We go to every extreme to make sure that the props we use are in good working condition.
Sparky, you don't have a hammer in your pocket there?
Is.
I don't know. Halftime's over. What's the score?
Good out. Enough, we didn't fix the rim, that wouldn't get on in.
I'll go easy on him. I'll give him a little bit of a chance.
Or 4, game point.
I just want to make it more interesting.
This isn't going on the air then. 5-4, game's over. Good fight. The game.
Me too. There it is.
Okay, time to pay the bills, folks. Roll commercial and take it.
Here's what we'll have for you next time on After Hours.
Take a front row seat at Martin Short's worst nightmare.
Never been prouder.
Go backstage with Joe Cocker.
Does it hurt when you sing? I'm bad some nights, you know, if I get a cold or something like that.
And have room to spare with rock's sexiest singer, Samantha Fox.
What's your hit?
Plus, we'll go deep with John Elway.
One of these days, I'm kind of looking forward to being out of the spotlight.
And taking a restaurant that can truly be called a local haunt.
Come on in, fellas. Don't be bashful.
That's next time on After Hours. See you then.
Smith Corona's PWP 7000 laptop word processor comes with a built-in disk drive for unlimited data storage, a 90,000-word dictionary, plus a letter-quality printer. Cert's Mini Mints with NutraSweet, the only little mint that's sugar-free. That great, cool, clean taste of Cert's. And by Ray-Ban Tortuga sunglasses, classic styling and distinctive fashion with a look of gold and tortoiseshell, plus Ray-Ban glare-beating lenses from Bausch & Lomb.
And we'll see you tomorrow.